Welcome back to the classroom. Come on in, no late pass required. So today we are going to be reacting to episode 2 for season 1 of Invincible. Now, last episode was fairly wholesome for the duration of it. We definitely saw some glimpses of Omni-Man being a little less than savory, but you know, not really anything like too aggressive. Thought maybe it was just like some growing pains, and then he ends up completely decimating the Guardians of the Globe. An extremely violent and brutal scene, which I was very much not ready for at all, but it happened, and so we had to just kind of roll with it. But the main character, Mark Grayson, kind of went through some of his own growing pains over the course of the episode. We saw him first start off with no powers of any kind, but ends up being able to develop his powers, and that seemed to be kind of like the turning point in the episode. We start to see that Mark trying to develop his abilities and be able to use them in the proper way. But he was struggling a little bit, and we had some very sentimental moments, and like I said, it lulled me into a false sense of security. And so the mature content, little warning at the beginning, very much is very clear to me now. But I'm really excited to see what else the show has to offer. Mark, aka Invincible, his superhero name here, very cool superhero name, I might add, is just starting to kind of come into his own. And so I'm really curious to see where that goes, and also what the fallout is going to be from Omni-Man just kind of rolling in here and taking out basically this universe's Justice League here. And so really curious to see what happens next. So if you are enjoying this, make sure to leave a like, comment on any theories that you have down below. Try to keep it spoiler light. I'm trying to keep a little bit more up to date on these things. And hey, subscribe to the channel, as it really does help out so much. And thank you again for all of your incredible support. But without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. All right, episode 2, let's do this. Flashing lights. This one's more foul language and violence, so not as much blood this time, maybe? One can only hope, I guess.
Hey, that place.
Oh, it's the guard.
Sorry. I mean,
from the beginning of the first episode.
Like, who needs that many rooms?
Who all thought they were better than the rest of us.
Dad!
Oh my. What the hell?
I didn't know they had burger marks here.
You called me Dad.
Aww. I swear if anything happens to this guy, I'm gonna be really freaking pissed. I was mistaken. I was outrageously mistaken. Holy shit. What the hell? Ay, 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 this is brutal. What the hell? Like, they're making us really sit on this here. Oh? Oh my goodness.
The neck now. Watch out. Sometimes it affects the spine. Oh!
Oh jeez. Oh my goodness.
Beginning nanosuscitation.
Oh, they're gonna try to
Stabilizer.
revive them.
Omni-Man's alive.
Get out of the way. Don't bump.
Oh jeez, they're trying to resuscitate them.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Oy vey. Uh-oh.
Nolan's receiving the absolute pinnacle of care.
Nolan.
As the Global Defense Agency, anywhere...
We're not in the mood for the tour, Donald.
Sorry, Debbie.
My dad
Hey,
never
so
mentioned you guys.
they
That's
know.
the idea.
Okay, this is really cool.
With...
Oh. Oh dear.
Oh my god. Nolan.
Dad!
He's got a high heart
gonna be okay,
heart rate
right?
there.
We hope so.
Cecil Stedman, director of the GDA.
Okay, I was gonna say that wasn't the president, right?
Deborah, and we tried like hell to bring him back, but Nolan was the only survivor.
How is that even
Wow.
possible?
We don't know yet. Working theory is whoever killed the Guardians lured him there, tried to wipe them all out at once.
Yeah, it was him.
I am not leaving.
Yeah, I was about to say you're not making her
Of
leave.
course, Debbie.
We're a little understaffed in the hero department.
Well, that's when he steps in. I love this animation too. They really did a fantastic job here.
Shit.
Oh, that's a full-on invasion. Oh, jeez. Oh! He's got such a cool super suit.
Get away from those
Oh, jeez, he took a pretty serious hit there. He's having a little bit of a shock moment there. Oh! Yeah, well, all right, that content warning was like nothing. Oh! What a hit. Nice. Already trying to get her out of there.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh! Did not save her. Definitely did not save her. Oh, this guy seems to be a leader of some kind. Oh! Oh, he's getting assistance from somebody. Oh, all the assistance. Oh. Oh. All right, she's got some cool powers.
Civilians in danger to your left.
Robot. I wonder if that's his actual name.
Duplicate.
Duplicate. All right, cool abilities.
What you are doing.
Yeah. All right. She's got some cool force field abilities.
We can handle this.
You're Adam Eve.
What? Just go.
Adam Eve? Holy shit. Oh, it's not doing shit. All right. These guys are beefy. Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, let's hope Invincible comes back. Oh. I'm sorry, what? What the hell? Holy shit, what is happening? Oh, they're running. They're piecing out big time. All right, so he'll be important, I'm sure.
Ever again! I need help!
Freeze.
Oh.
The doctor!
He's clear.
Oh, all right. They're always just there, ready to go. He had a little bit of shock problems there. Oh, jeez, just covered in other people's blood. Yeah, he was really just struggling there.
Hi,
Oh, hey. Mark, right?
Grayson. Yeah.
Wow,
Thanks
he
for
figured
saving
out.
my butt back there.
Yeah.
That was you in the blue and the yellow.
Yeah, that was me. I'm
He figured it out pretty quick. Jeez.
Invincible. God, that sounds dumb when I say it like that.
Sounds a little optimistic.
You look like you need to talk about yesterday.
Yes. Yes, he
You
does.
just let Todd hit him.
I never recognized you before.
No one does. It's a psychology thing. If you don't expect to see a superhero in your school, you don't see a superhero in your school.
haven't
Yep.
followed
Clark
TV
Kent syndrome.
months.
Apparently, it's what I
That's
have go
us,
on with
everyone's
anytime I
fourth favorite
don't wear my
superhero
hat and
team.
glasses.
I like you guys way better than Fight Force.
Oh, we're
That was my first big fight.
okay.
Yes.
Explains a lot. Still, I used to throw up before every fight, barf my guts out
Really?
like a fire hydrant. You'll get used to it.
Okay.
Fights.
Already
not
kind of love
carpet.
her.
It wasn't what I expected. I figured I'd punch some aliens and they'd go home.
I love the music that they use for this show.
Oh, shit.
Now I'm kidding. You are new at this. Cool.
Teen Team? I don't know.
So they call themselves a teen team?
Fourth favorite.
All right. I like her, and I like her powers. Those are cool.
Do you know how many people died here yesterday?
Probably a lot. 338. Jeez.
But I believe that narrows it down to 1.
That narrows it down to 1.
Time runs faster wherever they come from.
Oh.
Because they were dying of old age.
Give me some good news, Donald.
Whoever did this cut the power and the backup. They killed the cameras and the security systems. Forensics.
So
Stumped. I told them to.
Omni-Man did a pretty decent job
That's
here.
not good news.
Oh.
Come on out. I know you're there.
Wasn't hiding.
Oh shit. Oh.
Damien Darkblood, Demon Detective.
Demon Detective. Oh, that's cool.
No suspects, no leads.
How does he?
I don't know. Demon magic or something. If you're asking if we need your help.
All right, he's cool.
Thought you were an atheist, Donald.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. Oh my goodness. All right, that's a cool dude.
I heard you took a few on the chin for me again.
I let him hit me until he gets bored and goes home.
Nice. He'll never see it coming. Unfortunately, neither will your face.
All right, she's getting a little interested. She's gonna figure some stuff out. Oh, I was hoping that she would still be a thing in the upcoming episodes here. I like her sound effects or her powers are so cool. Like the music in this show is already just phenomenal. Like the quiet moments have very subtle music. The epic moments have very like inspiring music. And then like some of the more like insane moments sometimes don't have any music at all. Well.
My name is Robot. Apologies for
Robot.
Explode. He's
unbelievably awesome.
incorrigible.
And
Name is
rude.
Explode.
Bored of them.
Unduplicate.
Invincible.
Okay, that's cool.
Which one of you do I look at when we talk?
It should give us a few minutes of early warning. Cecil and the GDA have also requested to call on us for any
Love
possible
Robot
emergencies.
here.
Yeah, it was just harder than I thought. Dad didn't talk about this part of being a superhero.
Your dad's good.
It's kind of hard to prepare somebody for something. It's hard to prepare somebody for something as crazy as that.
She's not strong enough for us to transfer her to a normal hospital.
But
Jeez.
she'll be okay.
Well, it's too soon to tell, but I hope so.
Oh dear. Oh, that's the early warning detector.
Is this supposed to be doing that?
That was before everyone saw you leave school with her yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
a lot of
She
people
already
did.
has a boyfriend.
So, you can be more awesome than him and take his place.
Yeah,
That's
bad
how dating
advice.
Works.
Very bad advice, though.
Intimidated by her.
Is Mark dating Eve Wilkins?
I wish. I mean, no. Definitely not. She's got a boyfriend. He is super available.
Oh, okay. Kind of a wingman type of deal here.
We go to the same high school, Rex.
Oh, you do you?
Oh, jeez.
You know who never got to go to high school? Me.
We know. It shows.
I'd appreciate everyone's attention on the matter at hand.
Oh, jeez. Coming in hot again. Oh, and there's this guy again.
They're not
Curious as to what they're...
Why aren't they getting old?
They seem to have discovered a way to resist our time stream.
In 3 days?
3 days for us, decades for them.
Oh.
Who cares?
Okay. Time for him to test it out again. Very advanced technology. I mean, it makes sense. Oh! Okay, that's helpful. So he's able to make explosions, which are kind of cool. Oh! Oh! They developed some technology to undo like what it is that they face off against. Oh. Shit. So they were able to counteract every single one of them. Oh, jeez. Oh, she's badass and I love it. Oh, super badass. Oh, not great. Okay, something tells me that that's gonna make her powers inoperable, but, oh. Not great. Jeez.
Don't! I said no!
Oh, man. Yo. That's one way to do it. Jeez, she was suffocating that whole time? Holy crap. Yeah, not a great idea. Don't leave him alive. Oh, so those things. Oh, he's aging now. Destroy the wristbands. Okay. That's cool. They figured it out. Oh, he's grabbing one to study it.
49,000 kilohertz.
Wait, he's about to use like a frequency thing. Oh! Yo, I love this team. The robot is probably the coolest here. Yeah, this guy is still alive somehow.
Right back at you, buddy. I guess. Don't get me wrong. That was amazing, but also the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, a little terrifying.
Don't ever point that at me, okay?
Don't listen.
I gotta go.
Oh no, that's fine. We'll handle the cleanup.
Oh no.
Asshole!
The old lady.
Mark.
Oh no.
Dad!
Ow! Ribs.
Careful. You're going to put him in a coma again. Okay. No, he's not.
Mom's exaggerating.
And he's acting
everything.
He's acting okay. Interesting. He's acting like nothing happened at all. Yeah, I had a feeling.
What
the
hospital
old
did
woman.
they move Maya to?
Maya.
It's part Come on, let's go home. Hey, I need my costume back. I don't care how torn up it is. It's classified, and I want it back. Go get it. Now.
She suspects something. Ooh, what are they doing?
It's like you're not even trying.
Trying to train him more.
Now you're trying too hard. I mean, where...
Oh!
Thanks for the tip.
You know, you have to be able to take a hit.
Colin!
Eh. Jeez.
He doesn't work for you.
Sweetie,
I'll go.
Sweetie.
What is
I
this?
said no. You're still injured.
I'll go.
Okay.
What?
Why not? He's not that tough. Mark can take him.
Oh, wonderful.
He's not that tough.
Could you define not that tough? How do
Where
I breathe in space?
That's the neat thing. You don't.
12 minutes.
There's that meme. So he just holds his breath that entire time. God, that's insane. Oh, who just flew by? Oh.
Hey, you're early. Your moon is that way.
Oh, jeez.
Why can't I hear you in my head? Where else do you keep your brain?
Where else do you keep your brain? Jeez, he has to hold his breath the entire time he's doing this. This is a really cool fight that they've got.
The same guy. You tried this already.
Oh! Yeah, what is this guy? What is his deal?
Stop! Hold on! I want to talk!
Oh.
Are you using your timeout?
Oh my goodness, this is great. This
I'm an
is
evaluation
fantastic.
officer for the Coalition of Planets. Someone capable of defending them against, you know, monsters, things of that nature.
I literally have no idea.
Oh
what
shit!
any of that means.
Well, I don't
That's
know what to tell you,
cool.
man. Your planet signed up for the program. See? Request from Urath for evaluation.
Urath?
Urath.
This is Earth.
Earth.
Yes.
Not Urath.
No.
Is that with an E or a U?
E.
Well, thanks for letting me know. I'm done, by the way.
Invincible.
Oh, yeah? Little optimistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little
I
optimistic.
just told you I think you're quite invincible. Okay,
Quite
well,
invincible.
Get fired. I'll see you around, Invincible.
That is fantastic. I love everything about that.
Wow.
That's some view. That's really cool.
I already told you everything I remember.
Must have been a pretty tough bastard to take you down.
Yeah.
I've seen you lose like that before.
Yeah.
Do you have any leads yet?
Oh, not again.
I'm sorry I kicked your ass, okay?
Oh.
Oh.
Amber Bennett also wants to know if you'd like her number.
What?
Do you want Amber's
Oh.
phone number, nerd?
Yes, but
Have a crappy life with her. Suck.
Oh my
Photos
goodness,
of what,
that's fantastic.
Don't push your luck, Grayson.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh geez, these guys again. Oh! Their weapons are a little bit better now. Oh! Ay ay ay.
Did you hear that? Hey, robot!
Oh my goodness. Somebody
There are
punched
too
this
many
guy in the
of them with
face.
Their technology. I will contact Cecil and suggest a nuclear response.
A nuclear response?
No way.
I don't use screws. My fastenings are all magnetic interlocks.
Oh, I love it. So this guy has made a suit to be able to compete with this guy. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, their technology is way more advanced now. Oh, jeez, he's getting the shit rocked out of him. Come on, dude. Do something here. Omni-Man's about to roll in here. Yep. He's a little more trained than that. He probably is just sitting there just fine.
My turn.
Oh, jeez. All right, your brutal is rolled in. Oh my goodness. It's one way to do it. So he wants to stick around and fight. Oh, he went through the portal. Oh yeah, dude looks beaten to hell.
But taking on aliens in another dimension? That's just Tuesday.
I'm
sure
love that.
he's explaining nicely why they should leave us alone.
You don't seem to understand. Earth isn't yours to conquer.
What? Earth isn't yours to conquer. What? What the hell? He just wiped them out. Holy shit, and he got older. Or like he just grew a beard out a little bit more. Holy shit.
The Guardians of the Globe are dead.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we're getting another scene.
Out there now.
Ah, the cold breath. Detective's back.
Room. Now.
Which means killer
Must be one of them.
One of them?
Oh,
There's 100
man.
You don't leave a trace. I'll make sure they're the last thoughts you ever had.
He's not believing the Omni-Man thing. Not great.
Blind old man.
Blind, yeah.
Might decide to finish the job.
Oh, so they think... Okay, so they're thinking he's more of the victim here. I mean, I guess that makes sense because you would want to make sure that the, Seth Rogen was the producer of this? Holy shit! They'd want to make sure that, you know, the heroes that they do have left are still around, and they want to make sure that you don't have any issues with, the hero that you do have, because like it's kind of an idealized vision of it. All right, so we just finished watching episode 2 of Invincible, and a lot happened. I'm genuinely curious about a couple of things here. I've got a couple of different theories. Really interesting to kind of see where it all pans out here, but let's kind of break it down step by step here. So First part of the episode, for whatever reason, they have all of those like burgers come flying out of the air. Oh my goodness, I think it's the... I know now what it is. It was the garbage that he threw into orbit in the first episode. I just realized that. No wonder. Okay. Makes a whole lot more sense because it just gelatinized everything and turned it just to... Oh. That's fantastic. But also, I'm really curious as to why like this guard keeps on getting like the spotlight at the beginning of each episode. Like, I wonder if that means like they're going to be involved somehow as the show goes on. I really, really, truly hope that nothing happens to this guy who is just starting to kind of get a better connection with his stepson here, who just called him dad. Like that was a really cute moment, and then leads straight into the entire scene of just everybody messed up beyond belief. Guardians of the Globe, like they did not they did not shy away from the disgusting here, and they attempted, it seems, to try and resuscitate all of them. Didn't quite work, unfortunately, but obviously they saved Omni-Man, who we all know is the one who did it, but nobody else knows that for sure. And so they get brought in by this sort of government agency here to kind of see him. And he ends up having to, Invincible here ends up having to step in as the replacement for Omni-Man and the Guardians of the Globe here. Mark Grayson. And his first fight does not go so well. We see these interdimensional aliens rolling in to start invading. They have a pretty rough moment where he ends up accidentally not being able to like fully save this old woman. He has like a moment of shock, and then this new team kind of rolls in to help him out there. Really cool abilities. We got that robot was really cool. Eve also really cool. I hate the explosion guy. He's such a dick. But then Duplicate is really cool. We've seen her abilities before in other shows and movies and whatnot. Still really cool. A lot of representation in the show, which I really do like. And we see that Mark actually manages to figure out who Eve is, because she just goes to his school and is just casually walking around. And so that kind of gets him an in to the what are they called? They're the teen team, I think was what it was. And so very curious to see where things transpire with that. But they seem really, really cool. Robot in particular, super smart, able to kind of adapt to the situation, which is really cool. And we kind of figure out that they are interdimensional at this point because the aliens started to age very quickly while they were there. They started to have their materials corrode and whatnot, which made it even more interesting to kind of see. And then we get back to the scene of the Guardians of the Globe getting absolutely massacred. We have this really cool detective, like demon character who very much gives off like a Hellboy vibe, but more on the detective side of things. Kind of like if Hellboy and Batman had a baby together, it would form this guy. And he's really cool, and like the breath, like the cold breath, signifying that he's around, but he's just keeping himself kind of in the background, hidden away, which is really, really cool. We see the one girl who is interested, who was at the very beginning of the first episode. Blanking on her name right now. Just a lot of new names to remember right now. I'm terrible with names. The fact that I've remembered as many names as I have here is already fairly impressive. But she definitely is on to them a little bit as Mark leaves with Eve to go out and fly around the city before heading to their headquarters, where we find out that she is dating the Explosion Man. I feel like there's a pun in there somewhere. And he gets to meet the rest of the team and kind of show all of their individual strengths, which is really cool. Mark has a little bit of a heart-to-heart with the with his mom again, who is just checking in with him just to see like how he's doing and whatnot. I had a feeling that old woman wasn't gonna make it, and it's just kind of like the fact that later on his dad is just super just kind of passive about it. Obviously Mark takes it a little more seriously than he does, and so I had a feeling this old lady was not going to make it, which was sad that it came to that point. And so once we got a little bit further in here, we see that these aliens are going to repeatedly keep coming back. And so that's when they all assemble again, and they realize that like, hey, they're not aging this time. There must be something that's helping them. And they figure out like, oh, it's wristbands that they were wielding. And so they're actually able to stop them at this point. But they do adapt to these superpowered individuals because they have the time to do so. What was just days on Earth ended up being like weeks, months, years, even decades for them to advance their technology. So they do manage to finally defeat them, but Invincible has a bit of a moment here where he just unloads on this one alien, the guy who had his eye just kind of like blown off, and the exploder guy is a little more intimidated by him at this point, with obvious reasons on that. And so it's a bit of an awkward situation, to say the least. It definitely seems like he's just going to be a thorn in everybody's side. Something tells me he's not going to make it to the end of the show either. That, or he's going to have a real big moment where he improves on himself. But shortly after the second fight, we see Omni-Man coming back out into consciousness, acting as if everything is totally fine, like putting on a face and whatnot, but also making a really big stink about his suit and the fact that like it's classified material or whatnot. which leads me to believe that there was a recording of some kind linked to his suit. We also see another moment where they're training together, and Mark manages to get in a solid hit, and it pisses off his dad, who almost looks like he's about to unleash on him, but doesn't. And that's when we see that there is somebody coming in who seems to be a threat to Earth. He ends up repeatedly fighting him, but what's even funnier is the fact that he eventually says like, yo, dude, I just want to talk. And he's like, what? What do you mean? And so they sit down to talk on the surface of the moon after what was one of the coolest superhero fights I've ever seen, like fighting out in space. And he is actually holding his breath the entire time, which is even crazier to think about. And they're communicating via like telepathy with this like alien creature who is there. And come to find out, they were pegged to be a inspected pretty much to make sure that they are fully defended for any sort of threats from outside of their world. Seriously, one of the coolest things ever. Like the fact that it's like, oh well, I hope I don't lose my job for this. One of the most genuinely funny scenes that I have seen in this show so far. But then we get right back into the serious with the fact that it really seems like they are on to Omni-Man here, and that he is he's acting a little suspicious and a little intimidating and whatnot, which does not make it any better. And so oh, I think her name was Amber, that's the one. Bully comes up and says that he'll leave him alone. It's just like he apologizes, gives Amber gives the number for Amber. Obviously she's either interested in him or is kind of starting to realize what he is and what's going on. Like there's something weird happening. And he's using that more as like a front. And the aliens come back. And this time around, they have advanced far more now and are able to... They've evolved at this point, or they're immune to the aging that happens. And they have fully adapted to these superheroes and are kicking their ass until Omni-Man shows up to save the day. He decimates them, and then it goes inside one of the portals to fight the forces on their turf. And he just releases the line of, you don't understand, Earth isn't yours to conquer. And it's just showing how unhinged he actually is. But what brought this on after being a hero for so long? Like, what purpose is there? What is there to gain? What changed? And then he truly unleashes his abilities. At one point or another, he goes so fast that he causes what appear to be like nuclear explosions. And then it looks as if he just drops like part of a planet or like a moon or a meteor onto that planet and just basically ends their civilization. And it's insane to think, like, he just basically is just like, oh yeah, you know, just a typical day. And that's when the world is revealed to them that, well, the Guardians of the Globe are all dead. They've been killed. We get a last scene of the detective basically saying, like, whoever it was in that room, and you're a fool if you think otherwise. And that's exactly what the guy ends up saying. Like, yeah, all right, so we're gonna watch this family, have somebody subtle watching them to make sure that they're okay, but I also think he suspects that they might be involved in some way. I really do think that this might be an injustice situation where Omni-Man thinks himself superior to everyone. And as such, during his time here, he's basically come to this realization that like he could be the one not to protect, but to rule over all of them. And he's slowly removing the obstacles that are in his way. Which is scary to think, because something tells me then that we are going to have some serious conflict with him in the future when he is revealed, which I'm sure that he will be revealed. And it's going to be a moment of like, yo, either join me, get out of the way, or you're dead. And it's definitely seems to be escalating in that direction, which is frightening, because already like it didn't even give like a gore warning for this one. It was mostly just blood and violence and whatnot. We still saw some pretty intense stuff in this episode, and so I am definitely concerned for what happens next, but also excited to see what transpires after this. That's really all I have to say at this point. So if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like, comment on any theories that you have if you're watching this alongside me. And hey, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already doing so, as it really does help a lot. And it also lets you know when I post these videos. But hey, class, you're officially dismissed, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.